good night at 7:30 on Saturday night. I think it's Saturday, yep. I am just going to go through a very quick rundown. Sorry, my computer just flashed. I'm just going through a very quick rundown of the Egg Fast 3.0. It has been really popular, which is really great. But I have been inundated with questions coming from all over, and I'm trying to answer them in bulk on our Facebook group. I thought I'd do another quick live. If you look back into our videos, there is another one predating this one as well. So I'm just going to quickly go through some of the questions that have been asked so that everyone just has that information tonight or over the weekend while I put together another post onto the website that just gives more information into the Egg Fast 3.0. Is it different than a standard egg fast? Yes, it is. So this plan is nothing really like the original one where you had to eat every 3 hours, eat an egg within the first 30 minutes, add a tablespoon of fat with every egg. It is more protein based. It can be included into your intermittent fasting. If you follow OMAD, you can just have one meal a day. You can eat in a shorter window, and we've added a few extra rules. I'm not going to go through every rule and every good bit about the book because that is what you get when you buy the book, right? But these are some of the questions that some people would like to know before buying. So how long does the egg fast go for? So there is 5 meal plans in this book, and there is 55 recipes. So you can actually use the recipes within it because each one could be eaten at any time to create your own meal plans as well. But they run for 4 days only. So you can do what I suggest for me is like I do Monday to Thursday. Then that leaves Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to eat my normal low carb diet. Or, you know, if you're going out or whatever with friends, you can just do whatever you like. So they're only 4 days in length, but if you want to do it only 1 day or 2 days and then do it in a cyclical pattern, so let's just say 2 days on, 2 days on low carb, or 2 days on full carnivore, or 2 days vegetables, or 2 days carbs, whatever you want, you can use these plans to put into your standard meal plans in a cyclical manner. Can you do longer? Yes, you can. It's essentially it's just a very low carb diet that is focused on protein, using fat to make you feel fuller and keep you more satisfied for longer. And you can also do shorter, as I just said. A lot of people have asked me what plan I followed. You can probably see my face; it's getting a little bit thinner. I lost 7.6 kilos over 10 days. So that was from last Monday to Friday morning. That I lost 7.6 kilos. That was 8 days on and 3 days off. And I followed the shake and bake plan for the first week, first 4 days. I think I did 1 day where I had 2 shakes and the meal, and then the other days I only had a shake and a meal or 1 shake. I eat within a 4-hour window, so I do a 24 fasting, so 20 hours of fasting, 4 hours on. So for me, it's quite easy because I work from home. So I finish eating at 4 p.m. For those of you who don't know, I am insulin resistant, so it is good for me to fast, and my body seems to respond better to it. So I stop eating at 4 p.m. and then I have my first meal roughly around about 1 o'clock, and then I finish at 4 p.m. Over the weekends, I've eaten later. So last night I had some gummies that I make with gelatin at night, just before 9 o'clock, and I tested my ketones at 1 o'clock today, and I had 0.1 ketones. So even at the 15 hours, I think that is, I didn't have ketones. So, but I'm like not on the plan at the moment. So, so I followed the shake and bake for that first week, and then the second week I followed the protein boost for everyone that asked. But yes, again, I tend to eat only 1 to 2 meals. The meals that are in this book, and when I'm saying that, it's not that you're starving yourself or feeling like you're even starving yourself. The meals I find are really good in the way that they make you feel comfortably satisfied without being overly full or feeling heavy and weighed down. And it honestly, it's stopped the cravings. So if you crave sweet things at night or something like that, or anything, you know, everyone craves different things, right? I found that the meals, because they made you feel comfortably full, and because you were just committing to those 4 days, and for me, committing to eating within that 4 hour window, getting back to how I used to, how I originally lost 30 kilos when I first started keto, was fasting and eating in a shorter window. And lately I've just been grazing because obviously taking lots of photos of food. There might be, as I said today there was a macadamia there at 11 o'clock while I was photographing. I'm like, geez, that looks nice. But even though it's keto, I couldn't eat it because I wasn't going to eat till 1 o'clock, right? So, but yeah, the meals are really good. They're really, great to, blah, blah, I'm just blabbering. They make you feel really full without feeling overtly uncomfortable or anything like that. So, yeah, you're not starving. I can honestly say that on one of the days I wasn't hungry in my 4 hour window, but I did eat something because I knew I still wanted to go till the following day. So I just had, for the last protein one, I will be doing a plan, which will be a bonus that I'll send out as a PDF to everybody that's already purchased the book. I'll do my abridged plan of what we had. But basically, I made the famous bacon pizza. If you're in our Facebook group, you'll actually see that there has been a lot of people making the famous bacon pizza. It became famous, all right, that's for sure. So I actually made the double batch of the base at the beginning of the week, and we had the pizzas all week long, and then we just had a shake if we wanted to have one of the shakes. The shakes are made by you then and there. There's no milk in them. There's no nuts in them. In saying that as well, the plans, there is some dairy-free options. So we have 30 plus, I think it's about 33 or 35 recipes that are dairy-free or can be easily dairy-free or have a dairy-free variation in it. And then there's ones that actually have dairy in it that are a bit harder to replace. The famous bacon pizza does have cheese in the base, but, I mean, realistically, I could have done a variation where you did a pizza with cooked chicken breast or raw chicken mince, one or the other. So if anyone wants to do that, that is dairy-free, that's got the ebook already, go for it. I don't know, right, super low carb. Oh, okay, so yeah, I go over going, are they low carb? Yes, the highest one, and their total carbs, even though it says net carbs on the bottom, it's total carbs. I think the highest total carbs is only about 5 grams of total carbs. We had one meal that's over 500 calories, and people were going, oh, can I really eat that? 500 calories in this chili egg pasta, so it's all just healthy ingredients anyway, is equivalent to 100 grams of pork belly, which, without revealing what's on the other side, because it's a mum's thing, is probably about the size of that piece of pork belly, right? So I'm sure a lot of people chow down on a little bit of pork in their time and don't think about the calories because that piece of pork on their plate doesn't come with the macros written beside it, right? How many meals for the protein boost? Okay, so you can eat, some of the plans have 3 meals in the plans, and some have 5 or 6. I put those in there because there is some people who have to eat smaller meals more often because they have weight loss surgery, or they just can't fast. So I shouldn't laugh because it's just that there is people that have different requirements. So we're just doing it that'll suit anyone. So if you're usually eating 6 meals and then all of a sudden you're cutting down excess that eating between those meals, you're going to have some results from this. So you should actually have some good results. If you're looking in our Facebook group, you will see heaps of people, and there's some great reviews of major weight losses and smaller weight losses, and people saying that they may have only had minimal weight loss, but for them, these kind of things always end up with the weight loss coming just after they've finished the fast, okay? So we get a lot of questions regarding a hard copy of this book paperback. It's not going to come, okay? So we actually have, we self-publish. Publishing a cookbook costs tens of thousands of dollars just for one book. When you're doing such a niche subject as egg fast, to invest all that money into a book like that is crazy. We have a house full of books right now, so at this stage, no, there will not nor be probably a version of an egg fast that we'll do in a hard copy book. The ebook, however, for those of you who have only ever purchased maybe a really cheap ebook off Amazon or something like that, our ebooks are exactly like here it is here. I don't know which way I can actually show you better. This is just like it in paper, and I've got a light over there, so it's making it really not colourful. But every recipe has a picture. It's in like just full book format, okay? So it's not like I've seen some ebooks where they're just like all text and lots of blue link text and stuff like that to something else, and really just a mess. And you wouldn't buy them. And you buy them and you might pay $1 for them, and that, but you get $1's worth, in my opinion, because for me, a cookbook is not a cookbook unless it has a picture next to it. Okay, I have some really expensive cookbooks that have no pictures in them. They're probably glorious recipes, but they're never going to be cooked by me. Not that I ever cook from a cookbook anyway, but anyway. So you're getting 126 pages, 55 recipes, heaps of tips, all the plans. There's printables. You can print out the entire book and have it wire bound. Actually, I didn't grab any, but I've got coil bound ones from Officeworks. Cost about $5 to get them bound, which work out really great. And they put a little plastic cover on it, so they sit flat on your bench tops or whatever when you're cooking. Otherwise, you can use it from your devices. So the beauty of ebooks, people say, oh, but I don't do ebooks. But if you use my website, then you use an ebook as such, right? You're using a digital media. So an ebook is basically like having a website, but even better in the way that there is no ads. It is in one spot. So if you save it, and you must save your ebooks to your device, it is in one place. So let's just say you can save it to Kindle, iBooks, Google Docs, Dropbox, your device, files, downloads folder. So many places you can save it. It's a PDF, okay? But when you've got it there, you can actually open up in 2-page view, just like you were reading a book, or you can have it in one page, so it's full page. So for those of you who wear glasses like me, you can see nice and easily and see the recipe. You can zoom in. You can actually search via ingredient. You can search by the name of the recipe. So let's just say you want to find the famous bacon pizza. You can go famous. On the index, you can just click on any of the recipes and it will jump to the page. You can't do that in a cookbook. If you're out shopping, you go, I'm going to make the famous bacon pizza. I've got XXX in the fridge, but what was the other thing? Let me have a look. You can pull it up on my phone while I'm in the middle of Coles or Woolies, see what all the ingredients are, and then get whatever I might think I need just in case. I could even plan my meals on the toilet at work if I wanted to on my phone. So an ebook can have a lot of advantages, and it is just it's storable, and you can still print it off. Okay, so you've got permission from us that you can actually print it for your own personal use. If you go distributing it, expect to be hearing from our copyright lawyers, but no, it's just for you. And yeah, I find when I first started, I thought, who would buy ebooks? Or I never used one, but now I actually understand like how good they actually are. And they're great for the environment as well. So, and then you don't lose the book as well. You can actually have it in iBooks forever, or similar. The macros are on every recipe. So when you see at the bottom, a lot of people ask me, how many does this serve? It's like every recipe has how many serves are on the bottom, okay? If you can see that it makes 1 litre and it makes 4 serves, and that's 250 mils of soup, say for instance, per serve. If you have 2 serves, then just count it as 2 meals. It's quite easy to do it that way. You can split the meals as well too if you want to. You can make them smaller serves. Things like the famous bacon pizza, I've been having mine smaller just because it is filling. And if I want to have one of the shakes, because the beef bar shake is also without a doubt the biggest success of the book. I love them, so I really want to have one, but on a lot of the days, if I've eaten first, I haven't had them because I've just been too full. I've already said about the hard copy books. Easy meal prep. The ingredients are all supermarket ingredients, okay? There's some suggestions where people have been saying different flavors or whatever for the shakes. There's suggestions. You can flavor the shake with absolutely anything that's sugar-free and low carb that you want. You can do it with coffee. You could do it with tea, like you could do it with cold infusions teas. You can do it with extracts, essences, ingestible oils, with cocoa, protein powder. If you wanted to just check the macros on your protein powders or collagen powders. I've added some spices and stuff like our specular spice, our biscuit spice from Everyday Keto. It's not available in the supermarket. You'd have to have that book, but it's not part of the recipe. It's just a suggestion. It's other flavors that you can use. But all the other ingredients should be available globally in every supermarket, okay? They are basic, healthy ingredients that you can find in just about any, probably corner store as well. Okay, so easy ingredients, easy meal prep. When I did the, as I was saying earlier, the protein boost, I made the double the famous bacon pizza bases. I whipped them into the oven. It probably took me about 20 minutes because I was doing them individually, like each base, and I made 8 bases. But then other than that, throughout the week, all I had to do was turn on the oven, throw the base in there with a few little toppings on it, top it with the other extra things and any extra protein that I wanted to put on top, because that's another thing. You can actually eat meat and seafood in this plan. It's not all eggs. Yeah, every meal took me probably less than 10 minutes to actually get it from prep to out of the oven and onto a plate. So that was quite great, I think. And that's something that you could use at any work kitchen and that as well too. So if you've got a quick microwave or something like that, or grill at work, you could do it that way as well too. You can eat your bases cold. You could heat the toppings and put it straight on the top. You can eat them as a wrap or as a sandwich. You can make them into little sandwich-sized bases and stuff like that, and sandwich things between it if you wanted to. Lots of different easy ways to use this book and use this plan to suit your lifestyle and your working habits, I guess. So yeah, that is just about it. So I will be doing another challenge next week. I'll be doing some cycling in and out, a couple of days on, a couple of days off. I've done a couple of weeks on and off, but I'm also trying to do other things. But for those of you who missed it, I have lost 7.6 kilos. I am continuing on with this, using the recipes in this every single week, at least doing a couple of days each week just to get my weight back down. So I put a little bit of my weight back on, but I've still maintained 20 kilos of my original 32 kilos lost from 6 years ago. So I will hopefully be next month at my lowest since I was, I don't know, probably 30 or so. And for those of you who don't know, I'm like 51 now. So yeah, I'm old. So there will be a challenge. If you want to get the ebook now, you can order it now. You can start planning or picking out which ones you want. If you've got any questions, please put them onto our Facebook group at Mad Creations Keto and Low Carb Recipes. There is a link to it in this post. Just because it makes it easier than me trying to answer everyone individually. I just can't do it. You know, it's been really, really busy. But yeah, anyway, I'll just have a quick look at any of the thread questions if anyone's got any there. But I think I've covered the majority of the questions that we have. And like I said, I will just be putting a short little blurb onto the website separate to the store about this book as well. It won't be telling you what's inside it, but it'll be giving you an idea of what it is. Okay, so let's just have a quick look and see if I can read these questions, because Facebook always loves to play with me when I'm on my computer. Lots of pies. It's definitely stopped cravings. Cool. Thank you. I started egg fast as you inspired me. It wants to keep jumping. Breakfast shake and bacon pizza. I'm full. Yeah, Gemma, it is. It's so good. Like pretty much we have lived on that kind of thing, and we didn't get bored of it. The beauty with the famous bacon pizza is it doesn't have to be bacon, okay? Because you can use the extra protein. You could do it with like hot smoked salmon, cold smoked salmon. You could do it with prawns. You could do it with grilled chicken breast. We did it one time with fillet, like an eye fillet steak. So I just had 200 grams of eye fillet steak. I cut it into cubes. I put it in the pan. I salted it and cooked it in a really high heat on the stovetop. And then I just finished it off with the tomato and chili butter that is from the book. I haven't seen anyone actually make that tomato and chili butter, and I can already tell you that our testers were like seriously like raving about that butter, and it's pretty awesome, and it goes so well with meat. So you could do that with lamb, beef, pork, chicken, and then just toss it onto the pizza. You could have an oyster pizza. It's so flexible. You could use tin tuna, tin salmon. So yeah, I think it's just a great little recipe, and it's so fast and easy. Okay, what is the best way to save and read the ebooks? Is there an app or something? Okay, so Gemma, the best way to save it is if you ever send me an email regarding how to save your books, or you've got a problem with saving your books, you need to tell me what device there is, because obviously everything is different. I have like an iPhone and iPads and stuff like that. So for me, when I get the link, you click on the link, you have that little box with a little arrow pointing up at the top of your device. You click on that, and then it gets where you can save the file to, right, once it's open. So you pick iBooks, obviously, for Apple devices. If it doesn't come up with books, you just need to go back to your settings and make sure it's there. And you also just have to make sure in your settings that it has PDF reader as well on your settings. So if you're going to open up a, say, electricity bill, you should be able to open up the book because it's the same format, PDF. If you don't have, like if you have the Android, you can save it to Dropbox, Google Docs. You can save it to files. You can save it to Kindle. So all exactly the same. You just pick wherever the button is on your screen, tap on your screen, it'll show like somewhere to save it or upload it to, and then it will give you the apps that you've got installed on your device. If you don't have any installed on your device, you just need to install one and then save it to there. If you've got a desktop, of course, as soon as you open it and it downloads, it saves to your downloads folder. I always recommend saving the original email to its own inbox in your mail server as well. So you'll probably notice, like if you look in your mail servers, you can actually like move a file to, and you can actually name a file, and it'll come up. So let's just say your inbox is at the top and your all mails there, and your bin, your spam, or whatever. It'll actually come up with Megan's ebooks, or all my purchases or online orders. Like I had tons of named inboxes on my server for all the different things that I shift bills and things that I buy money, buy with my own money kind of thing. So all that sort of stuff in there. But yeah, ebooks, put them all in there, and then you'll be able to find them. If you do have like an iPhone, though, like the iBooks is fantastic because you can pull up the whole library. But same with Kindle. Okay, so they are really good, and they'll keep the page saved. And once you've saved it to there, it's saved permanently. If you've got, I don't know how it works with the Android ones, but I know with the products, the Apple products or Mac products, that if you've got the iCloud, you save it to your iCloud, and then you can access it from all of your devices. So like me, if I work on a MacBook downstairs, I work on my iMac upstairs, and I've got my phone. If I save it to iCloud, it's on all those devices just by downloading it once to my device. So it's on that iCloud for all your devices within your house. So it's quite easy. And we actually, if you look in the files in our Facebook group, there is a step-by-step in there. But if you have troubles, you can email me at megan@creationshub.com. And yeah, just try and stick to emailing. It's the best way. I don't answer questions regarding accounts and cookbooks on Facebook and stuff like that, or anything to do with a missing order, etc. I can't verify who is who on Facebook. So we just do it all by email. So then I can actually straight away I can see your email address and see that it actually goes with the order. Do you need to be low carb before starting, or is it a good way to get back on track? Look, honestly, I think it's a really quick way to get straight into ketosis. I can tell you now, like when we'd start, I had a reading of 0.1 this morning when I'd eaten it just before 9 o'clock last night, right? So that was about 9 o'clock. So that was 12 hours later. I had virtually no ketones. I tested again before I ate at 1 o'clock, and I had 0.8. So obviously in ketosis. So that was like 16 hours fasting. So you can see, I think you could, let's just say you could eat a Big Mac right now and then fast and go straight into the egg fast, and you'll be straight into ketosis. Some people have asked me about the fasting and that as well too. What's the best fasting? I honestly say it's the best fasting for you, but you should only eat when you're hungry. So don't eat because it's old meal times. Remember, we're trying to break away from what tradition was. But yeah, just eat when you want to. But I think it's good for breaking a plateau and also starting. Some people would say no to the traditional egg fast, which is just egg, butter, and cheese, but this is not egg, butter, and cheese, so it's completely different. So yeah, I think it's honestly, it's like almost like based on a very old kind of egg diet, and but yeah, there's lots of protein and stuff, so it's a good way to get healthy. And I think it's also a good way to actually start to form good habits, to actually realize, especially if you do the shorter window. So I recommend stopping eating earlier, because it's easy to go, let's just say I stop at 4 o'clock, it's easy to go all night without eating if you eat your dinner before 4, if you can. Obviously if you don't get home from work till 6 o'clock and you've got to eat before 7, well then that's just what you've got to do. You've got to do you. But I find that if you pull that hours back, and then the fasting time by the time you wake up is longer, so it just makes it easier. But yeah, I think the plan can be for any time at all. Okay, let's have a quick look. That would be a great way to start. Somebody else is answering my questions. Thank you. I've been clicking in and out of
I have an apple, so I have a plan now. Yeah, so please don't save the ebook. Like don't go to the email and then keep opening it because there is only 7 downloads. And or don't save the link to the download in your bookmarks bar because every time you do that, you're also downloading the book to your device. Now, depending on the size of your device, like how much memory you've got, you're actually downloading a 10 megabyte. I think it's slightly bigger than that. 10 meg file every single time too. So you're eating up into your device's space as well. Great, wanting to get back on track Monday. Cool. So yeah, if you are all going Easter eggy this weekend, then stop at a certain time. Try and stop at 4 o'clock on Sunday if you're going to start on Monday, Lisa, and then start at lunchtime or whatever and get right into it. Because if you extend those fasts, that really helps. I still say you can do whatever you want to do, but I find those fasting really helps, and just removing a lot of the other foods out. Then you're just going to hopefully not go back to some bad habits that you might have already had before. Okay, I think I've answered all the questions, and I've definitely answered the questions that I had. So I just went through that the plans are only 4 days only. You can do longer, you can do shorter, you can do every meal is has the amount of serves that it makes on the bottom of it. And so the servings, if it makes 4 and you've got a quarter of them, or that makes 4 individuals, you eat 1. If you eat 2, that's just 2 meals in one. But if you eat 2, you're going to be really full. So it's fine. You can do it. You do you. I followed the shake and bake and then the protein boost. I will be trying dairy-free next week in the short cycle, so it will be interesting to see if I feel less inflammation in my body not having the dairy. And then if that happens, then that's going to be a really sad day. No dairy. How many meals? You can have as many as you want. There is 55 recipes in the book. There's 5 meal plans. There's dairy-free options for 30 plus of the recipes, or they don't contain dairy at all, because they have choices for if you want to use butter or oil, but some of them have just got oil in the ingredient. We don't put lots and lots of fat into all of the recipes. The fat comes usually from the lean protein of the eggs and the meat, and some dairy is in cheese. We don't have milk or cream in it. You can't have coffee with cream or milk in between the meals because that's breaking fasts. That's adding calories. In saying that, Dave can have cream in his coffee in the morning and still have ketones. That's a typical male for you, right? We have macros there. It has easy meal prep. It even has for every meal plan. It has a little meal prep guide for you there as well. And there is no hard copies of it, but there is 3 ebooks. I should say that as well too. I've got the Egg Fast 2.0 here. Again, one that I haven't had bound yet. So there is the Egg Fast, that the original one that I did in 2018 that just had its 5th anniversary last week. It has been fully revised just in the last few months and that as well too. So there is that one. There is Egg Fast 2.0. The Egg Fast original one is just an Egg Fast with no extra ingredients in it. Egg Fast 2.0 is where I actually jumped up and started to alter this previous plan that has no founding as to why it was the way it was anyway, to be honest. And then I went to Egg Fast 3.0. So there is a bundle for all 3. They won't come in hard copies. For anyone looking for books, we do have, oh, that lighting's really bad. We have 7 cookbooks in hard copy, but not any Egg Fast ones, okay? And yeah, you'll find those in the store. You can actually see ebooks and cookbooks. So there will be a challenge next week in our Facebook group, Mad Creations, Keto and Low Carb Recipes. You can tune in at any time. At the moment, there's just been so many posts and people sharing stuff. You can just share yours. We will also do some giveaways throughout the week as well with our premixed products if you're sharing your pictures of your dishes from Egg Fast 3.0. Just before I go, because I am literally in my pajamas. Well, maybe I'm t-shirt. I've got my jammy pants on because I really want to have an early night. But just before I go, just from Dave and I just want to say thank you to everybody. This has been one of our most successful launches ever. It's been crazy, and that's why I said I just need to address a few more questions than I normally would do with any of our books because I've been inundated. But anyway, thanks so much for receiving it so well, and I'm blown away by all the results that I'm seeing streaming in through reviews, socials, emails and that, and how much everyone's been enjoying not only the results from the plan, but also the amazing food. So, for me, it has always been, and I think a lot of you know, you have followed me for quite some time. I'm not about weight loss. I'm not about dieting or anything like that. I'm actually really about great tasting food, and this is why this book took 6 months to make. It was even longer in theory, like, because we've been planning it since I wrote Egg Fast 2.0 back in 2020. So yeah, it's got to be about great tasting food, but the other stipulation I put in for the testers, and that when we had people going, oh no, this works and I love it, and it was too tricky and too much work. I wanted things that you could basically throw together, like I just said, 10 minutes from the minute you take something out of the fridge to the minute you're putting it in your mouth. Is a great meal prep for me. So anyway, thanks so much. Have a lovely Easter, everyone. I won't be on live tomorrow or anything. I'll let everyone have a lovely Easter Sunday. And if you're starting up on Monday with us, then you'll find us on the Facebook group just quietly. But yeah, I'll be popping up some extra information on the website as well regarding the Egg Fast 3.0, the crackening. Have a lovely Easter and see you later.